Good evening. Many thanks for joining us on Citi News Daily. My name is Akanya, Ofori. Coming up this evening, discussions on the 2018 budget statement began today, but the minority is calling for the withdrawal of the budget. We have the details of the story for you. The Commission of Inquiry set up by the President to examine petitions on the creation of new regions started its work today. They are to engage petitioners from the Western, Volta, Bono Ahafo and Northern regions on why the demand for new regions is expedient. A delegation of chiefs, members of parliament and staff of the Western North Secretariat of the Western region today engaged the Commission in camera. At the opening of today's hearing, the chairman of the Commission, Justice Stephen Alan Broby, said the Commission would give all petitioners a fair hearing. Meanwhile, the Minister for Regional Reorganization and Development, Dan Butcher, says his ministry will not interfere with the work of the Commission except to provide logistics for the smooth running of its activities. Now, deliberations on the 2018 budget and economic policy started in Parliament today. The Minister for Planning, Professor George John Balfour, who opened the government side of the debate, indicated that the sound policies in the budget has put the country's economic fortunes back on track. He intimated that government is rolling out initiatives that will truly make the country prosperous. Meanwhile, the minority spokesperson on finance, GWCL Atuforsen, is asking government to withdraw the budget because the finance minister, Ken Ofori, reviewed some targets in the budget without recourse to the House. The minority also claims that the amount allocated for the Nation Builders Corps is woefully inadequate because per their calculations, the graduate will be taken home a little over 400 Ghana cedis. The Public Utility Workers Union in Ghana is opposing the appointment of another Deputy Managing Director for the Ghana Water Company Limited. The Deputy Managing Director is to be in charge of special projects, but the union says the appointment is a needless duplication of duties. This follows the union's request to government to institute a thorough investigation into the various roles played by public officials who negotiated the agreement for the construction of the Teshi desalination plant in the Greater Accra region. Now, the Public Utility Workers Union says the investigation is to ascertain whether the Ghana Water Company Limited and Ghanaians were shortchanged in the deal. The fate of over 130 radio stations that were found to have breached Section 13 of the Electronics Communications Act 2009, Act 775, is yet to be determined by the National Communications Authority. The authority sanctioned the radio stations following the completion of a nationwide FM spectrum audit. Citi News Daily's checks show that most of the defaulting stations are operational after a 30-day ultimatum given them by the Communications Ministry expired over the weekend. But our sources at the authority say they are yet to take a concrete decision on the sanctioned radio stations. For more on this, here's this report by Citi News Daily's Philip Nilati.
Some of the heavily sanctioned stations include Radio Gold, XYZ, Atlantis Radio, and Hot FM. The minority in Parliament and some civil society groups describe the sanction as an attempt to frustrate free speech in the country, hence the need to review the sanctions. The Communications Ministry did not give in to the pressure. Rather, it gave a second chance to the defaulting radio stations found culpable of non-compliance of regulations. Also, the ministry slashed the fines by the NCA by 50%. A 30-day ultimatum, which began on 20th October, was given to the defaulting radio stations to settle the amount. This ultimatum expired over the weekend. Days after the ultimatum, most of the defaulting stations are still operational.
And that will be it for Citi News Daily on Citi TV. My name is Akanya, Ofori. Thanks so much for your time.
Second Image International admissions in progress. Courses available include hairdressing, beauty therapy and fashion. Call us on 0243 331 999. Evening and weekend classes are also available.